Hello beautiful people, it's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're back again with another video, and this is about Diddy. So this is from TMZ. The title is Diddy freak off, tapes emerging. Oh, okay, this is a question mark, so possibly we'll just say these are all alleged, right? So we're gonna check this together and all of your thoughts and your contribution at the end of the video. Let's dive right in.
Back. A look into the Diddy trial, which is just weeks away now. Will the jury get to see all those videos that we believe the prosecution has, including freak-offs? We now have an answer. The prosecutors in the Diddy case, it seems, or at least want to play some of the freak-off videos that they may have. And this is because the Associated Press got a hold of the jury questionnaire, and one of the questions asks whether potential jurors would be willing to watch sexually explicit videos or videos that depict physical assault. So the physical assault.
Okay, this would be really interesting. What do you think? Because I mean, lots of celebrities would at this point would be shaken if eventually it turns out to be lots of them were also a participant in the freak off or whatever. But again, let's know. Maybe I don't. Some of the jury may not. Some may want to, because I mean, it will also be quite interesting in the case, right? So, what do you think?
Videos or videos that depict physical assault.
So the physical assault is clearly Cassie.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean that the judge is going to allow freak-off videos in,
Right.
nor does it even mean the prosecution is going to ask for it. But what they got to do is they've got to make sure that they get jurors who are not so put off by sexually explicit material,
Right.
be it...
True. And another thing is, talk about the SA, right? I don't think the SA or any video of SA would be about only Cassie. What if there are lots more other victims out there that potentially are not aware that there are videos that, or there is a video evidence to prove that they were assaulted? What if? So some of the videos too may also reveal some other things, right? Right? So maybe it might be allowed. And some people may want to, some people may opt to not to want to see it. Now this is where the trick, or this is where it's kind of tricky.
testimony video or whatever that so put off by sexually explicit material,
Right.
be it testimony video or whatever, that
So you're
they can't-
asking the question about video, but it really, you're maybe just taking the temperature as far as...
it's premature. We don't know what the we don't
Right.
know what the judge is going to say. We don't know what both sides are going to argue on that.
Right, but just to set this thing up, right? Every potential juror is going to be handed a questionnaire. They're going to be required to answer questions as part of the jury selection process. And lawyers are looking for a lot of information. It's not just the specific answers. Are you put off by that? Who knows? Prosecutors may even want somebody who is put off by that, because it may indicate that they're
Right.
not so inclined to be okay with that
You're
kind of
right.
activity.
Yes,
so
sure.
it's a lot of different ways. Lawyers are very skilled.
Jason, this case will be won or lost on jury selection. By the way, we actually did a mock jury in the downfall of Diddy, our part 4, his defense, which is available now on Tubi. The jury deliberation and vote, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. Because I mean, for lots of people who are not okay, obviously, I don't think there'll be anybody who is gonna be okay with those type of activities or whatever. So obviously, yeah, it makes total sense. But there's another video that we're also gonna check about Diddy, and this is also from TMZ. The title reads Diddy's situation just exploded. Okay, we're just gonna check this video together because it's getting really close, and lots more interesting things keep revealing by the minutes.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Everybody loves a winner, especially Diddy, because he went out and added another lawyer to his defense team.
Another lawyer?
With his trial looming now less than 3 weeks away. But he has added Brian Steele. Brian Steele just represented Young Thug in his RICO case down in Georgia. Now,
So they got a lot of lawyers now. They got him. They got Mark Garagos. They got Mark Agnifilo. They've got Tenny Garagos.
what's
But what's the deal? He's a white guy.
Yeah. Now, as we told you yesterday, Diddy's team is
they're on the hunt for a black female lawyer,
and there's a reason for that. I mean, considering who the
A black female lawyer? But does he really need all these much lawyers or all these many lawyers to prove his case? What is going on?
alleged victims are here and who is going to be on the stand, there is part of it is no doubt visuals, right? To the jury.
but they also want somebody who's got legal chops.
They need someone
chops.
who actually can do the legal work that is going to be necessary here. But look, Brian Steele makes sense because he won a RICO case, or Young Thug got probation, a very long probation, but no more jail time. And I'm sure to Diddy that looks very attractive.
There is a peril here, and the peril is what some lawyers call trial by committee. That when there are a lot of lawyers, usually, they're all pretty strong people, and these guys are all strong people. Tenney and all the others are strong, and you got to make decisions constantly. And if the decisions have to be by committee, sometimes that does
let me
not
ask
go
you,
well.
the most obvious case of this that comes up,
Johnny Cochran and OJ.
right? So in
Johnny
that case,
Cochran and OJ ran that case,
but Johnny
that's
was
unusual.
was the clear lead.
Clearly, but that's unusual.
That's the risk here. You're bringing, there's really good lawyers in this case. They're bringing in another good lawyer, Brian Steele. I don't know that Brian Steele is the kind of guy who takes second chair from somebody, right? He comes in to run cases. Now, obviously, that's not going to be the case. He's running for a very specific purpose. But nevertheless, I think this too many cooks in the kitchen thing could be a problem for them, depending on how this trial goes. It's supposed to be a very long trial, so you want to have a lot of really skilled hands on deck. But I would still be concerned about that very point.
Yeah.
Does one person have to say, sort of like, let's say it's like a football team, you're just taking care of this part of the field. You're taking care of that part of the field.
Yes, but
But
there's got to be
have to agree to that
there's
part.
got to be an overall trial strategy. And what happens in these trials is you've got to make immediate decisions as things unfold. And sometimes you can't all get together. And if one person happens to be trying the case when something happens and they're front and center, they may make a decision that doesn't necessarily
jibe with the strategy.
with somebody else on the team or the strategy itself. And that's the problem when you do trial by committee.
You really can't lose any particular witness. If every witness, you got to win.
Every witness matters.
And-
Every witness matters. And we are being told that since we broke the story yesterday about looking for the black female lawyer to add to the team, they've been getting a lot of resumes.
That's pretty funny. I mean, there's no shortage of talented black female attorneys out there, all of whom I'm sure would love to make a name for themselves. I mean, we have to look back at OJ, obviously a trial you know exceptionally well, Harvey.
Yeah, they really want to make their name for themselves. But really, it needs a black female, emphasis on black female lawyer. So what does it mean? Does he really think that he can manipulate the black female lawyer or the female lawyer? Because no woman would want to, they will not want to get in their feelings, right? And will not also tolerate whatever the cases may be with the alleged or with some of the allegations that are presented in his case. Okay.
How many lawyers made their names and developed very impressive careers after that time because they became so well known in that trial?
Hi, my name is Taylor Eves. I'm from the West Midlands in the UK, and the whole situation with Diddy choosing Brian Steele after he initially stated that he wanted to appoint a black female attorney to his defence team does come across quite shocking as to why he has changed his mind in the 11th hour and gone with Brian Steele instead.
Well, they're still looking for the female lawyer, so it's going to be a big team. Okay, we got to move on.
One thing I wanted to ask you, by the way, if someone comes on really late, does this work that they say right now you only focus on this?
I don't know how they're going to do
this
it.
one thing.
Otherwise,
I don't know how you do it.
I will tell you this.
I was thinking about this last night.
This is a complicated case, and it takes months and months and months.
So
to wrap.
you're going to have
3 weeks away.
essentially.
I know. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Welcome back.
Interesting. He really needs all of this much hands on deck to prove his case. That must be really, really, really interesting. Very interesting for him to have all of these ones. But of course, he is gonna go for the big guys that would help him help to defend him. In his mind, He's innocent, right? In his mind, it is innocent. But anyways, let's just see how this is gonna play. Because one thing for sure is, regardless, he needs to do time. He has to pay for all of the wrong things that he's done. And this is just the truth, because yeah, you're potentially, or whatever the case may be, is potentially just like, oh, just have money and you can get away with, because but all of these lawyers that he's got, or that he wants to put on his table, or he wants to defend him, is quite interesting. Quite interesting. He wants all the big guys to defend him to win his case. Nice one, Diddy. Nice one. But yeah, that black female lawyer, that is sketchy. What do you think? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.